So look at my general CDs, part 7. Ahoy everybody, and welcome to part 7 of Look at My General CDs. Previous parts of my playlist, future parts of my playlist. Let's get cracking. First up we have Janis Joplin's Greatest Hits. Big fan of Janis. We'll gradually get all her stuff. At the moment I have this, so then I have this on vinyl. I also have Cheap Thrills, and then the re-release of Cheap Thrills with lots of extra tracks on it. So yes, definitely need to get more Janis. But really strong compilation. Matt Berry and the Maypoles Live. Mentioned in the previous part my love for Matt Berry's music. This is him with his band The Maypoles, which includes Mark Morris from the Blue Tones as part of the band. As well as Matt's own tracks are on here. It's also got their cover version of the theme song from Sorry, which is really good. This is Rave On, the very best of Buddy Holly and the Crickets. Nice 3 CD set covering pretty much the entire career of Buddy Holly and the Crickets. It's got everything you would really want on here. All the singles and lots of other stuff as well. And you can't go wrong with a bit of Buddy. This is Tanita Tikaram's The Sweet Keeper. This was her second album. Can't remember what the singles were actually. I think We Almost Got It Together might have been, because I'm very familiar with it. It's an album I listened to a lot many years ago, so all the tracks are very familiar to me, so they all sound like they should be singles, if that makes sense. But yeah, really good album. This is McFly, the 10th anniversary concert live at Royal Albert Hall. So to celebrate their 10th anniversary, they did a concert at Royal Albert Hall, and on here it has the whole concert on 2 CDs, and it also has a DVD with the concert and lots of backstage bits as well. And it was at this concert that the first McBusted collaboration took place. I'm a big fan of McFly, and I don't care. This is Kylie Minogue's self-titled album, which was her first one on Deconstruction after she left the Stock Aitken and Waterman camp. This is my favourite era of Kylie, the Deconstruction era. This album's got Confide in Me on it, Put Yourself in My Place, which are just 2 of my favourite Kylie singles. Just really, really, really good album. Katy Perry's Teenage Dream. I think this might have been a charity shop purchase. But it's just probably her best album. I mean, I haven't heard her other albums, but certainly the singles from it: Teenage Dream, Last Friday Night, California Girls, The One That Got Away. I think they were the singles. Just very good. Supergrass's Diamond Hoo Ha. This was their last album. At the time this was released, I wasn't buying many albums for some reason. So this sat on my Amazon wishlist for ages and ages and ages. I got it, many years after it was actually released, and as such I haven't listened to it as much as Supergrass's other albums, but I love Supergrass and I enjoyed the album. This is Solid Bronze Great Hits by the Beautiful South. So it's a Beautiful South compilation. This was the second one. Carry On Up the Charts was the first one, which was a big album that sold millions of copies. This was a later one, which included obviously later tracks as well. I never used to like Beautiful South. Don't know why. There was just something about them that I never didn't like. I loved the House Martins, but I don't know why Beautiful South never really clicked for me. Then all of a sudden, I just started really appreciating their stuff, and now I like them a lot. That said, that's the only Beautiful South I own at the moment. This is Tanita Tikaram's debut album, Ancient Heart. This is just a wonderful, wonderful album, produced by Rod Argent, or co-produced by Rod Argent from The Zombies. It's just good tradition, Cathedral Song, Twist of My Sobriety are on here. But the whole album is amazing. I think it was last year, they re-released this. It was last year. It was the 30th anniversary. I was going to say 20th, 30th anniversary re-release, which I have shown on a previous video. They released CD with one or two bonus tracks, and then they released the album on clear vinyl, and I had got both. This was definitely Charity Shop. This was Whizzle-Kicks Stereotypical. I do like Whizzle-Kicks, they're a lot of fun. And this has got Down with the Trumpets on it, which is just a great song, and Mama Do the Hump, which is just a great song. But yeah, really enjoyable album. See, I can be down with the kids. This is Sleepers, just by coincidence, Sleepers album Smart, which was their debut album. This is the expanded re-release from 2010. So disc 1 has got the album plus 3 live tracks, which I believe were B-sides, and then disc 2 is a load of B-sides, or contemporary B-sides as well. Sleeper, one of my favourite bands. All 3 of their albums are amazing, but yeah, really love Smart. This was Charity Shop. This was Mystique's Eye Candy. Big fan of Alicia Dixon. And it sort of picks up the Mystique stuff as and when I can. Very enjoyable. Another Matt Berry. This is Witch Hazel. This one is very folky, medievally, musicy type stuff, but it's again really good album. It's got Take My Hand on it, which is the theme to Toast of London, if you watch that. This is the expanded edition of Sleeper's second album, The It Girl. Just an amazing album, and again, all the B-sides, contemporary B-sides, are on disc 2. They haven't re-released the third album. They don't even perform any songs from it live at the moment, which is very disappointing because there's some really good stuff on there. Fingers crossed they will see fit to at some point. McFly, this is Above the Noise, which is one of our albums. I can never remember the order of the McFly's albums. Probably their weakest. Shine a Light was the big hit off this, but they went a bit too poppy and less rocky on this. Shakin' Stevens, Echoes of Our Times. This is his most recent album, released a couple of years ago, or 3 years ago. Not what you would imagine if you know, I said Shakin' Stevens and you thought this whole House, Green Door, that sort of stuff. No, this is sort of country rock, bit bluesy, really, really good album. He was researching his family tree, and it's songs inspired by the people in his family tree. I've got 2 copies of this. This is the deluxe version in the book, and then I've got the normal version, but I've got that signed, which I've shown previously. This is McFly's Motion in the Ocean. This is a good album. It's got my favourite McFly track on here, Transylvania. Also Stargirl, which is an amazing song. And various other really good bits. And the bonus track is their cover of Don't Stop Me Now. This is McFly's Just My Luck. This was an album released in the States. They went over and they co-starred in a film with Lindsay Lohan. And this is sort of a compilation from their first 2 albums, plus some other stuff. If memory serves, I might be misremembering them entirely. I haven't shown you some of these for a while. This is from a Paul McCartney archive collection. This is Tug of War. Not an amazing album, but it's a good album, if you see what I mean. Ebony and Ivory is a big song from this, and the title track. And then lots of demos on the B-side, and a solo version of Ebony and Ivory, and a couple of other tracks. This is Cheryl Cole's album, or Cheryl Tweedy, or Cheryl Fernandez Vicine, whatever it is. Cheryl. This is her album Only Human. I really like her stuff. Crazy Stupid Love was a great song. I Don't Care was a great song. I think those were the 2 big hits. But yeah, I really like Cheryl's solo stuff. This is Alone in the Universe by Jeff Lynne's ELO. This was the recent, was it 2015 album by them. It sort of launched them back into public consciousness. Good album. Beastie Boys Solid Gold Hits, a Beastie Boys hits compilation. It's really strong. There's a couple of tracks. There's not much from License to Ill on here. I would have liked Girls to be on here personally, but otherwise, can't really fault it. This is the aforementioned re-release of Ancient Heart with 2 bonus tracks, but I won't go into any more detail on that. Another Paul McCartney. This is, I think this was released at the same time as Tug of War. This is Pipes of Peace. Again, not an amazing album, but a good album. The title track and Say 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 were the big songs from there. This is from the Robbie Williams celebrating 20 years in music series of reissues. This is his 2nd album, I've Been Expecting You, which is another amazing album. And part 4, I showed one of these. I showed Sing When You're Winning. So CD 1 is the album, then you got DVD with TV appearances from the time. This is 8 Days a Week by the Beatles. This is basically a re-release of Live at Hollywood Bowl, but slightly adjusted, and it was done to tie in with the 8 Days a Week documentary. What can I say? It's the Beatles. It's excellent. This is from that same series. This is Escapology, Robbie's 4th album, and as I mentioned in part 4, it's between this and Sing When You're Winning, which is my favourite Robbie album. And again, this follows the same pattern. CD of the album and then DVD of TV performances. This is the 20th anniversary re-release of the Blue Tones debut album Expecting to Fly, which is just an amazing album. Absolutely love it. CD1 is the original album with the non-album single Are You Blue or Are You Blind, which is a hidden track on the album anyway. Then CD2, each of the 4 band members have picked their favourite B-side from the era. Then there's 5 demos and a live concert and a BBC session. And finally, some more Alan Price. This is Twice the Price. This is a 3 CD set with the Price to Play album, a Price on His Head album, and then all the A's and B's on the 3rd disc. It's all stuff I've already got, but I like to get the Alan Price releases to support an artist I really, really like. That's it for this part. That's another section of the shelves done over however many videos this was for. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.